Hey world, hey, welcome back to my channel. If you are subscribed and if you are new, welcome to the world of Wes. I'm Wes, I'm a regional flight attendant, and I hope that you do stick around and subscribe to become part of my world. We are not flying this trip, but I'm going to take you on one of my days off as a flight attendant, my routine when I'm not flying. So I have 2 days off between my last trip I just worked and my next trip, and we are about to head to the gym, so come along. This is our neighborhood gym. It's a pretty decent gym. We have like a cycle room. Like, it's a really nice gym. And there's like a court over here. Yeah, it's a really nice gym. It's a really nice gym. And then the pool is over here. Yeah, just a little tour. It's a huge pool. Guys, I just did 10 minutes on the elliptical, did some stretches, did some rope work. I think I'm probably gonna go ahead and get some legs in, so yeah. Little cool feature that they have here. It's just a system that allows you to do things, and it comes up on this big monitor here, and you just follow along with them. Gonna get some stretches in and then call it a day. All right, y'all. How long we been in there? Like, we just finished a 45-minute workout. We are about to go home, shower, eat lunch, and then after that, we're gonna go grocery shopping so I can meal prep for work and do laundry and then do some chores around the house. So, a flight attendant's job is never done. It's just the beginning. All right, guys, this is my post-workout lunch. My boyfriend made some smoked chicken. I got some rice, and this is, if you're Haitian, it's pickled cabbage and carrots. Like, it's very spicy. So in Creole we call it pickles, and I just like to eat it with my rice because I thought we had some vegetables, but we don't. So, and then we got some pollo and garlic cilantro sauce. If you have pollo tropical in your state, then you know about these sauces. So I'm gonna eat lunch, and yeah. So I went to go check the mail, and you guys know that I hosted my first ever Thanksgiving. If you didn't watch my last work vlog, The Flight Didn't Exist, or my Christmas decoration videos, you wouldn't know that I hosted my first ever Thanksgiving. But my parents in love sent me a thank you card and a Visa gift card, and it's just so cute. It's the little things. I was not expecting to receive this, you know, like, we're family, so it's just the little things. And my old manager, she sent me her family Christmas gift cards. I don't know if I could have them on here, but they're so beautiful and I love it. I just love this. Y'all, I didn't think that Amazon was gonna deliver it on time, but they did. So this is my small bar cart that I told you guys, don't mind, but I'm packing for work, that I told you guys was gonna go right here. So I'm going to put it together. It's very small, it's nothing big, just because I didn't want the front door to be cluttered. And I'll show you guys this. I didn't order this. So chilly out. Oh, I didn't even think I ordered these many groceries. Okay. All right, so disregard my house. I'll inform you guys, but I ordered my groceries off of Walmart and or DoorDash driver just dropped them off. So I didn't order this. So what is this? So this is everything that I ordered for my meal prep. Needed some dish soap, some new sponges, and all of that. And then I was telling you guys when I picked up my groceries that I got this bag from Walmart, but it was just like a thank you for ordering online from us. There's some garlic aioli mustard, some Nutella. This is really cute. A loofah, and some floss and a K-cup. So yeah, I thought the driver gave me somebody else's stuff, but this is just a thank you for ordering online. And this reusable bag for the holidays. Very cute. So, okay, Walmart, I see you. I am about to make my Rasta pasta, and then I'm gonna do it with salmon. I don't know. We'll just figure it out. I just needed something quick to cook because it's kind of getting late. And we are about to go on a magical Christmas lighting. It's kind of like a drive. Is it a drive-in? Oh, it's a walk-through Christmas lighting. So my boyfriend and I decided, you know, just to go out and take a stroll, and I'm gonna take you guys along with me. So I'll see you guys in a bit. So we just arrived to the light show area neighborhood. We're about to take a stroll down there. So far it looks beautiful, it's huge, and yeah, let's go along. So this is literally someone's whole house, their whole lot. It is beautifully decorated. They did such a beautiful job here. I was under the impression that this was all going to be like different neighborhoods, different houses within the neighborhood, but it's literally just one person's house. And they took the time out to decorate it beautifully, and they literally decked the neighborhood with this one. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hey world, hey. A few days ago I did ask you all to ask me any flight attendant related questions. So here I am about to answer the questions that you guys want to know. My first question was, what was my first trip like? Well, my first trip was actually straight out of training. So I spent 4 weeks at training, and then I had 1 day off, and literally the next day I was scheduled for my IOE, and that is basically like my first flight where I have a check flight attendant watching my every move, making sure that I do everything right before I'm able to fly alone. So it was a bit nerve-wracking. I was so nervous. I was shaking, like I was making announcements, and my voice was so shaky, my voice was cracking, and yeah, that was what my first trip was like. What was my longest working trip? My longest working trip is basically, I was on the road for 6 days, and 4 days are my kind of trip. 5 days are pushing it. 6 days, I low-key had like, please don't stop talking to me. 6 days of flying is a lot. So, and I was the only flight attendant working. I was working on a CRJ 200. So I had 5 days on, and I think something happened. It was a cancellation. I was stuck somewhere, and I had to work into my 6th day. It was horrible. Have you ever missed a flight due to oversleeping? I've never missed a flight to oversleeping, but I have missed the van once to oversleeping. I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Do not trust the wake-up calls from the hotels. Please set up, this is when I first started, please set up your own alarm. Do not depend on those hotel wake-up calls, because they will set you up. Literally, I'm like in deep sleep, and the phone is ringing, and I'm like, why is the phone ringing? And it's my crew telling me, where are you? And I literally hop up, I'm pacing back and forth, I'm telling them go, 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 go. I'll catch an Uber there. I was literally hopping to downstairs the lobby, zipping up my dress. Like, FYI, if you are a flight attendant, or if you are a soon-to-be flight attendant, please ensure that your bag is always packed the night before, because if you got to pack everything in the morning, especially if you're running late, it's gonna be a serious problem. But it was horrible. I was so stressed, but I got there in time to board. But I've never missed a flight, but I have missed a van. How do I deal with working with other flight attendants, the good and the bad flight attendants? Well, when it's a good flight attendant, I'll always say this, your crew will make or break your trip. When it's a good flight attendant that I'm working with, the trip is just smooth sailing. The trip goes by fast. It's full of good laughs. If you know me in real life, you know that I'm always laughing. I love a good time. And yeah, but if, I don't know, I wouldn't say if I don't get along with the other flight attendant, but if we just have two different personalities and they like to do their own thing, because I'm a team player at the end of the day, it's always going to be work first and then play later. So if we don't get along, then we just don't get along, and it's kind of awkward at times, but you just do what you got to do. The days feel longer, but it is very awkward. I just go in with, you know, expecting everyone to be on the same page, everyone to be good. I do understand that people have bad days, but I hope that the bad day doesn't last the whole trip. Ever flown with a least like pilot? Yes, quite a few. Yes, let's just say that, yes, I'm just gonna keep it professional. Yes. Biggest mistake you ever made as a flight attendant? I wouldn't say I'm a perfect flight attendant, but I wouldn't say I made any mistakes, but I probably did something out of order a time or two. And yeah, I think that's it. Never made any big mistakes, because after my first couple of months on the line and basically being a flight attendant, I kind of got into a routine. And I always make sure that, like, I get on the plane, I put my bags up, I do my safety checks, blah, blah, blah. And it's muscle memory to me. So if I don't do something, it feels weird. So then I start backtracking and I'm like, oh, didn't do this. So then I go and do it, make sure that I do it. How do you deal with Mother Nature? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. I don't know how to. To this day, I'm still learning how to. It's not easy sometimes. Sometimes I get very agitated and I don't want to be bothered, but you know, I take my pain pills and hoping that the day goes by fast so I can go huddle back into bed. But it could be hard sometimes. It could be hard. Do I ever get jet lagged? No, because we don't really work long flights, so I don't get jet lagged, but I do get tired. What was your longest flight? My longest flight working was probably 4.5 hours, and that's because we had crazy headwind from Minneapolis to Calgary in Canada, and from Dallas Fort Worth to JFK. It was like 4 hours and some change. We had some crazy headwinds there too, but that's our longest flights. We don't go above that, I don't think. Is this your dream job? Yes, this is my dream job. This is my career. I'm satisfied. I don't have any regrets at the moment. I'm not miserable. This brings me joy and happiness. So this is my dream job. I am satisfied with the career that I have made thus far as a flight attendant, and I am loving it. How much do you get paid? You basically would have to do your research on that, on the airlines. Yeah. Oh my gosh, my most memorable flight. If I'm gonna try not to cry, but if you all watched my vlog, my last vlog called The Last Flight, I think on day 2, at the end of day 2 in my hotel room, I told you guys that I had encountered a beautiful experience. Oh, I feel the knot in my throat. But that beautiful experience was that I had Miss Gianna Floyd on my flight, and it kind of just put 2020 into perspective for me. I feel myself getting choked up, but it was just it like just seeing her and just seeing a sparkle and a glistening in her eye, just kind of, it just brought joy to my heart, because knowing what she's dealing with, knowing what the world is dealing with, and just to be in her presence. Yeah, you know, I wrote her a little card and I gave her a set of flight attendant wings, and we exchanged slight words. She was sleeping for the most part, but yeah, I'm not gonna get emotional, but it kind of when you sit back and you reflect about life, it's kind of like, this girl is just so young and she's had to endure all of this, and the craziness that 2020 brought upon us, and the craziness that the world has just always brought upon us for years. You know, prior to 2020 just made a big statement, but years prior to this, you know, this is nothing new for us. And just being a flight attendant, dealing with my own issues on the flight once. If you watched my vlog, I was removed and kicked off my flight. You'll see it somewhere on my channel, but it just kind of puts things into perspective for you. So not gonna get choked up, but that is my most memorable flight. I will always remember that day, her face, her presence. I will always remember that, like from the bottom of my heart. I will always remember that. Oh, I'm like, all right, now I'm gonna go to Instagram. Also, sorry guys, be sure that you're following my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook pages, because that's where I got all the questions. And yeah, so I got off some questions from Facebook. Now I am on Instagram. My nastiest part of the job, I wouldn't say my nastiest part of the job, but difficult parts of the job could be when passengers can be very rude and disrespectful to us, especially if we're telling them something for their safety, or if we're telling them to comply with the mask you know, issue, you know, just that. So that's just it. Sometimes passengers can be really nasty and rude to flight attendants. We are only the messenger, and I think sometimes that they forget that we're human sometimes too. And another difficult part of the job could be just kind of being away from your family, especially during like holidays, special events, birthdays, because we chose to transport people from point A to point B and to be with their loved ones and to go to work and to go to vacation. Sometimes we miss out on special events with the family. Sometimes we're on the road, and it could be sometimes lonely, you know, especially if you don't have a support system back at home. And yeah, that could be the most difficult part of the job. And yeah, people who ask what's the nastiest part of your job, difficult part of your job, and worst part of your job, that's all tied into one. Worst pickup line someone has ever said to you, all of them, every single last one of them. Passengers could be very bold. I've been hit on, men, women, pets, just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, I've been hit on by everyone, and the pickup lines are usually the same, and it's kind of like haha, like, I'm not entertaining you. I'm in a committed relationship. And that was the next question. How is it being in a committed relationship as a flight attendant? One, you have to trust your partner. You have to trust each other. And communication and comprehension. You have to communicate and you have to comprehend what your partner is telling you. You know, you have to make time for each other. Sometimes at first, especially if you're on reserve, you can't make time, but you have to learn how to make time, be patient, and just support one another. That's it at the end of the day. Like, you have to listen, be patient, love one another, trust one another, and that's how you make it work. I was with my significant other prior to me becoming a flight attendant. He knew that this is what I wanted to do. He supported me 1000%. So I did not meet him while I was a flight attendant. He didn't come along, you know, for the joys of the flight benefits and all that crap. Like, you know, we were together before I became a flight attendant. So if you are thinking about becoming a flight attendant, please communicate with your partner. There's this stereotype that flight attendants get around and they sleep with pilots. That's one of my next questions. And it's kind of like, not all of us, you know, some of us are serious in our relationships. We don't all sleep around. We're not all like that, you know, we're not all promiscuous, like, you know, but if you are, that's you. I'm not judging, but I'm just saying, like, there's a stigma that flight attendants can't be in committed relationships because we're in different cities and we can have a boo in different cities. But no, I ain't got time for that. Like, I don't do that. I do not do that. And I trust my partner 100%, like 100%. So do I sleep with pilots? No. Have I ever slept with a pilot? No. But if I did, mind your business. The answer is still no. Do you pay for your hotels? No. When I'm on company time, I do not pay for my hotels. It is the company's responsibility to cover our hotels when we are on a trip. Do you think it would be hard to start a family while remaining a flight attendant? No. To me, no, because I already kind of, you could plan life as much as you want, but at the end of the day, life is gonna be like, this is what you get, and I know you planned for this, but this is what I'm giving you. But at the end of the day, my partner and I have talked about, you know, we've already discussed that, and there are different things that I could do. I could be, you know, a special assignment flight attendant. I could come home every night, or, you know, if I do level up within my company and I take a break from being a flight attendant and have an office job. There's different things that I can do within the industry that just works around me being a mother. And I can also fly. That was another question. Can you fly while being pregnant? Yes, I actually know someone, one of my good girls. She was pregnant, and I think she worked up pretty close to, you know, in her 3rd trimester as a flight attendant. So, you know, she was up there, baby getting their miles in, you know, so I can fly as a flight attendant. And if I do start a family, I've talked about it. I don't think it would be a problem, but, you know, just at first trying to adjust to see what I want to do, what works for us, our schedule. It works. I know flight attendants who've had their kids and went on maternity leave and they're back flying, you know. So it just all depends, you know. When I get there, I'll find out. Maybe it could be hard, but to me, I don't think it would be, because that's why I don't have any kids now. I'm waiting for the right time. There's never a right time, but I'm just waiting for our right time between my boyfriend and I. So, you know, when we get there, we get there, but I'll probably, you know, we ain't gonna talk about it. How do you manage stress when it comes? How do you manage stress that comes with work? For the most part, if it's like passenger issues, I know that my crew is gonna have my back at the end of the day. The pilots, the flight attendants, we all have each other's back. And usually I just know that after that flight, I may never see that passenger ever again. I may, but it's slim. So I just do what I gotta do. If it's a big issue, fill out my paperwork, and then let it roll off my shoulder and go on with the next flight. I am not someone that likes to carry my problems for the whole day, because I can always sense when someone has problems. So I'm a very emotional person, so I do not want someone knowing when something's wrong with me, because I hate being asked what's wrong, especially when something's wrong. Then I get the knot in my throat and I start crying and I'm emotional. Now you in my business and I'm telling you nothing, even though I'm crying in full tears. So I usually check the issues at the door, especially if I have my personal problems mixed with work problems. I just check everything at the door. I start each day and each flight with a new slate. Like, let all the issues roll off my shoulder, deal with it when I can, And that's the best way, because if you hold on to it, you're gonna be mad the whole day. You're gonna have rankles. It's gonna mess up your whole mood, and ain't nobody got time for that. What was your worst flight experience? I'm gonna answer like a couple more questions. I see that this is getting long. My worst flight experience would have to be God bless her heart, but we had a nervous passenger. She had greeted us at the plane and told us that she was very nervous and if the flight would be smooth, and the pilot basically told her like it wouldn't be, but you know, we're here for her. We gave her like a huge trash bag if she needed, you know, if she was feeling funny. We told her she could use the bathroom. We gave her water. We gave her ginger ale. This was pre-pandemic when we did service, but literally when we were descending into New York, I remember this so vividly. All I hear is my flight attendant pressing the emergency button, and the emergency button does like 3 chimes, and you rarely hear that. So when I was getting the cabin ready for landing, and I literally jolted to the back, and it's projectile vomit. She's at the last row, which didn't help. We're going through turbulence. Every passenger, she was in 20, passengers in 19, 18, and 17 were drenched. Her husband, oh my gosh, he was covered. My shirt, my sleeve, vomit was everywhere. Vomit was on the overhead bins. It was kind of like, this is what you see in a movie. You don't see this in real life until it happens in real life. And the smell was so bad. You know, vomit is very acidic, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't move the passengers anywhere. We're about to land. They have to sit here, and oh my gosh, it was horrible. What's the best thing about your job? And you can't say traveling or meeting new people. The best thing about my job is basically, it's a surprise. Each and every day is a surprise. I don't go in knowing what to expect. I don't go in knowing what's gonna happen. What am I gonna do? Who am I gonna see? Like, I don't go in knowing any of that, because it's all a surprise. You expect the unexpected as a flight attendant, and I think that's the best thing about my job. It could sometimes bite me in the butt, but for the most part, it's just an array of things that usually happens, and you're kind of like, did that just happen? Yeah, that just happened. And work, to see how much trips that I do in a week is crazy. Like, I will literally operate 20 flights in 5 days. Like, that's a lot. Like, just to see my work ethic coming through, like, I'm like, okay, all right now with your bad self, do your thing, I see you. Like, it just brings me pure joy, pure excitement. There's such an adrenaline with turbulence. I love turbulence. I know I'm crazy. I don't know, like, that's one of the best things about my job. Like, I just don't know what to expect, honestly. What has proven to be the most difficult thing to deal with during this pandemic? Honestly, the one and only most difficult thing is just telling grown adults to wear their mask. And that's just about it. Is there a specific position that you work during flights as a senior mama? No. It's it's so funny hearing the word senior mama. I don't think I'm a senior mama. Y'all making me feel old. But usually on my airline, the most senior usually tends to pick where they want to work. I usually ask the person if they don't mind, if they want to work a particular position. If they don't, I pick where I want to work. Or if I'm in a mood, or if I'm not in a mood, I typically pick if I'm the most senior, and then the next day we just switch. Since it's only the front and the back position, I like to alternate. I have worked with people who was more senior to me, and they made me work the front the whole position, or they made me work the back the whole position. So it just depends on who you work with. Do you have to pay for your commuting flights home? No, you don't. Is there a penalty for missing flights? No, you don't have to pay for your commuting flights, but you're basically on your own, just depending on if there are any seats available. And is there any penalties for missing a flight? Not really for missing a flight, but there is a penalty if you can't report to base on time. Just depends. We have a call-in honest policy, basically saying, hey, I'm calling in honest, I can't get to work, but I'm going to still attempt to get to work before my report time, or whenever I can. Are you required to wear makeup? No. Prior to the pandemic, I wore makeup every day, or 99% of the time. Since the pandemic, I have not laid a lick of makeup on my face, because I'm an oily girl, and the makeup and the mask and the sweating and the breathing, it was just a hot mess, and I just figured just go natural while I'm at work. Are flight attendants required to help passengers with their luggage? Oh, my airline literally just made it not required to help passengers. But if it's like a parent traveling alone, I'll typically help them. If it looks heavy, I tell them I can gate check it for them and they can pick it up plane side, because the last thing I want to do is hurt myself. Now you're down a flight attendant. But no, I'm not required to help passengers with their bags. Any tips for commuting? Be patient. Know that it's not going to be easy sometimes. You have to plan A, B, and C. Don't just have a plan A, because your plan A will sometimes fail you. So you got to get creative with commuting. It can be stressful, but if you do not want to live in one of the bases, you're going to have to deal with commuting and the struggles that it can bring. But it is great to live where you want to live and have the option of being able to fly to base. Do you find it hard to maintain relationships when you're flying multiple days? No, I usually FaceTime my boyfriend when I can, call him, text him. We have a great bond. We have a great understanding of what it is and what it ain't. And if there's an issue, we try to communicate. But me being on the road, it helps our relationship. You know, it gives me time to miss him. Well, for me. And I enjoy coming back home to him, because I'm like, oh, I missed you, you know, I haven't spent like day in and day out with you. So I love missing him. It just helps the relationship, you know. How many years do you spend as a reserve before getting a schedule? It all depends on your airline, the company that you work for, and the need for reserves. How do you receive a crash pad? You would basically have to do research on the different crash pads that exist and in whatever base you live in. I've never done a crash pad, so I probably wouldn't be the right person to ask. How do you balance work and life? I make time for my personal life, and when I'm doing my personal life, I don't think about work. When I have to work, I know my work schedule a month in advance. I let my boyfriend know what my work schedule is. I actually write it on the dry erase board, and we plan around my days off to make time for each other. When I'm on my layovers, I don't think about work. I think about enjoying my layover and getting me prepared to work the next day. I don't like bringing my work home, and I don't like bringing home to work. So that's just how I balance it. My last question: why did you finally choose to do YouTube? Oh, child, I have been wanting to do YouTube since before I even got hired with my airline. Before I got hired with my airline, I was watching this one flight attendant, the pretty passenger, and she helped me get through it. And I'm like, okay, I'm about to, you know, record my experience and, you know, inform people and go through training with you all and put up training after I went through training. Not like everything that went in training, but just my experience at training. Nothing that would like interfere with losing my job. But I was like, I want to do this little cute thing for y'all and record me graduating and getting on the line. No, baby. I thought about it and I was like, I don't want to do this. I have a fear of being judged, holding a camera, being recorded. And 2020 was just a year that I said, get out of that habit. Like, it is what it is. Let people judge you. You know, they're in your business. And if they ask what you're doing, just promote yourself. So 2020, being stuck in the house and in the house bored, I was like, you know what, I'm about to start this YouTube channel. I told my boyfriend, I'm about to take it serious. I'm about to record a video. And that was, I don't know, I talked to him in the beginning of the year. My first video went out the end of July, so mid-year, and here we are in December going into the new year, and I'm still doing it, and I find joy and I don't have any regrets. My only regret was that I wish I had started earlier, but I don't have any regrets as far as doing YouTube right now. So that's it. I'm happy that I'm a part of the YouTube gang, and it's a great community. Like, I love interacting with you all. I love when you guys comment on my videos. I love that you guys enjoy watching my videos, and I love that you guys subscribe. Like, when I see my subscribers grow, I'm just like, people actually like me, you know, like I'm doing the right thing. So thank you guys for all your continued support, and that was it for my Q&A. If I did not get to your question, I do apologize. I will try to incorporate it some way, somehow in another video. Thanks for watching my day off as a flight attendant / question and answer. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Stay blessed, stay safe. Bye, road, bye.